Welcome to Stretford Paddock. We're here for the review of Manchester United versus FC Copenhagen in a stunning, comfortable,
not nervous,
sketchy, scary, nervy 1-0 win in the Europa League quarter-final. What do you think to that, Ronaldo?
I feel like it was...
Bring your mic over.
You know what they normally say?
Yeah, man, it's a
right, let me fix this.
Adjust.
Do you know what they normally say? That there's a game in two halves. I feel like it was a game of about 5 quintuplets.
Quintuplets?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Ronaldo,
where are you going?
You alright, mate?
Hey.
Towards Ali.
Don't worry about it. It's fine.
You know,
I'll talk.
It's fine. But anyway, why not? 5 quintuplets.
How long have you been thinking about saying that sentence?
Nah, I literally just get on the spot off the cuff.
That's
but
nice.
it was at the start. It looked like Copenhagen were more comfortable in possession, dictated it more. We were just getting our attacks off just quick transition play, or just nicking it. We weren't really getting a foot on a ball. It was kind of our attacking play was a bit rushed and it was a bit sloppy as well. And I think after the first water break in the first half, we played a little bit better going into the half, but still not creating much. And then second half, we definitely kicked on, especially the first 22 to 25 minutes or
Up to that water break again.
Up to the water break again. It was consistent attack after attack. And obviously we didn't get the breakthrough, but we looked a little bit more threatening. And I think we missed quite a bit of chances. Obviously, we've seen Martial's chance there.
Martial had about half a dozen chances, didn't he? Not that most of them he created himself. I'm not trying to knock him too badly for missing, but
I think a lot of the game we weren't. I think when we were most dangerous is when we were actually taking shots.
Yeah,
I think in the first part of the game we were kind of trying to walk the ball into the net a bit too much, and we need to shoot more.
What do you think, Alex? Sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think we mentioned at half time that we didn't dominate the game like we should have done. You know, we had the whole point of putting that team out was that you've got 5 players that can play the ball, that can pass the ball, that can unlock teams, and we weren't dominating the ball. We were letting them do it, and we were trying to nick it in sort of in transition kind of thing. And that's how the chances in the first half was, you know, Mason kind of nicked in and got through and things like that. But there was no dominating the play. We started to see that in the second half. We pressed a bit higher, they dropped a bit deeper. We looked a lot better, but I don't know. We seemed like we were lacking that cutting edge up until Juan Mata came on, which is surprising.
Which is sort of bizarre, isn't it? Because I was saying in the second half, people were talking about subs, and you were sort of saying, who should we bring on? You know, who's the best person for us to bring on? As Cam's back is just taking up the whole screen there.
Yeah.
And I was sort of saying, it seems like from a distance, if you're talking about our subs, not one of them is better than the player they're replacing.
Yeah.
In theory, but it just needed that touch in around the box that Mata brings. That kind of, and I know it's not a speed, but the energy and the quickness of his mind that Mata brings.
Yeah.
And once he came on, he made about 2 or 3 good chances in the first few minutes he was on. One of which was for Martial, who he missed, and then the ball sort of was recycled in that same portion of play that we ended up getting the penalty from. But Mata made a massive difference in this game, and you've got to give Ollie credit for that, I think.
You do as well, because I think Matic changed the game a bit as well. I think the fact that when Fred was on, you're taking Fred off and bringing Matic on, you kind of think of that as a more defensive sub, you know, that Fred maybe is someone that would get involved more in the final third. But I think what Matic brings is that Pogba and Fernandes aren't constantly looking over the shoulder going, is he in the right place? Is he doing that? Also playing out from the back. I think that there was just the one pass that stood out to me. I mentioned to Adam in the stream was that it coming from De Gea or from Maguire into Matic when he had back to a player, and first time he put it out to Wan-Bissaka, and that pressure went straight away. Whereas Fred was taking a few more touches. Fred was putting it back into Maguire, and it was just too much pressure.
And
too much.
And Matic allows Pogba to do more as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
He can hold that position by himself. There was a good heat map that I saw this morning about average positions of players, and it was talking about how Pogba actually plays as more of an 8 when Matic is playing, because Matic sits and he does that job that you expect him to do, and it allows Pogba to go forward more. It allows Pogba to do more on the ball. So he does that, whereas Fred, we saw in the first half, he gave away a couple of balls, one in particular on the edge of the box, where you think you don't quite trust Pogba to sort of move away from Fred and expect those balls into feet, because he don't quite have the passing range and he doesn't quite have that assuredness on the ball that Matic does. So it's no surprise that our number of clean sheets went up and our number of wins went up in the period that Matic was playing and was on form after Christmas. So
solid.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's just solid. What do you think to Martial? Highlighting him there on BT Sport, we were talking about him a lot in the stream.
Just showing that what I always say. I don't care how much he plays in the central. I like him in the central position. I like him as a striker. But when you get him in that inside forward left position, he's just different. He's just so fluid.
Yeah.
He's a good. Basically, I think it's weird. Obviously, as a number 9, it's not an amazing first asset. He's a good finisher, but Martial's best asset is dribbling. Dribbling is his best asset, and you don't always get to see that when he's up front.
No.
When he's
number 9s don't really go past, like, dribble past men very often, do they?
But it's I feel like he can be utilised as a number 9, and he's obviously shown that with the season he's had. But when he does drift out into that little bit left inside channel, he's so dangerous.
I think he was good again tonight. I think for maybe an hour he kind of seemed out of the game, but when he got driving at them, he was fantastic. He does. I think we mentioned it again that he needs to be taking them shots either that little bit earlier when he does drive through. He needs to pick that time right, because we mentioned Messi in the stream, and he has got that kind of way of drifting past people that you kind of go. He's not really like doing step overs and things like that. No. He just doesn't let anyone else touch the ball, but he needs that extra little, because he scored a lot of goals this season. You can't knock him whatsoever, but he could easily get into 30, 40 goals. Yeah. If he converts tonight, he could at least have 3 goals where he's going past people. But
you talk about conversion,
that's
what
target.
Just needed to shoot
the shots on target there, 14 shots on target, which from that you would expect around a sort of 10 to 20% shot conversion rate. We should be getting at least 2 goals there. Whereas that what we close to a 8% conversion rate. That's just doing a bit of quick maths in my head there, but around an 8% conversion rate, which is rubbish. And the amount of good chances we had, Martial on open with a goal in front of him with a few.
Obviously, our finishing, or taking our shots earlier, a lot of speculative efforts when we did start to shoot. But it was also their keeper.
Their keeper pulled off some wonderful saves.
Had a bit of a worldie.
He's had one of them where actually he's only really the one with his feet is the only one that was really an outstanding save. For me, the rest of them were quite comfortable, but because he made quite a lot of saves, it felt like he had a great day. Really, there was only really one very good save in there. The rest were pretty comfortable saves, but he still had to make them all. But 14 shots on target. We've seen games this season where I think it was at Bournemouth where we had like 8 shots on target and we won 5-2. It's like 14 shots, you'd expect 2 goals at least. 2 goals there is, I think, again, around a 60%
14 shots on target and 1 goal.
Yeah, that's mad.
Not great.
That's
when you look at it like that, 26 shots altogether as well.
You're telling me the keeper had 13 saves?
Yep, apparently that's a Europa League record.
What?
13 saves in 1 game.
Yeah. So the God had one of those games, like I said, where he made a hell of a lot of saves, most of which were somewhat comfortable, which again comes down back to what you said, Ronaldo, where
someone mentioned that.
Bit speculative.
Yeah. 4 times we've hit the post as well.
Yeah, 4 times we hit the post, which aren't counted as shots on target.
No,
so really, it's we had a lot of dangerous shots, a lot of big chances. Any other game, you would expect 2, maybe 3, maybe 4 goals from 14 shots on target. So as much stick as people will get, in the first 20 minutes I thought we looked shaky, and we did look like conceding in those 20 minutes. And as we said on the watch along, if you're a Copenhagen fan after those 20 minutes when you'd had the ball, again, not many shots on target, but the ball in our 6-yard box a few times, you'd be sat there thinking, fuck, we should have scored while we had the chance here because they'll punish us. And luckily it took 110 minutes or whatever it was, 100 minutes or so, but we did punish them eventually. At this point, we've had 2 weeks off. A lot of these players have had 2 weeks off after getting battered by games, Ronaldo. Are you just thinking all that mattered was the result there, or does that sort of worry you for the next match, which will be the Sevilla or Wolves?
Because no one game is the same.
Yeah.
But it is a bit of a weird one because I don't think we played great for quite a while now, actually. I think it's a good few games that we've been kind of iffy getting some of the times the results and the penalties
match, maybe.
are kind of covered or papered the cracks, so to speak. But I'm not sure. I'm not entirely confident about like our chances against some of the better opposition in current form at the moment, because I feel like we're showing a bit of complacency, a bit of sloppiness. I know we've had 1 loss in 24 games now, so it makes us look like some imperious outfit, but we're not. It doesn't look it when you look at it visually, innit? You know how I said in a podcast about numbers lie. Not people lie, numbers don't. I think the numbers are lying a little bit. When when it comes to our unbeaten record.
Yeah.
What do you think we can do then so that we don't see a repeat of the first 90 minutes tonight against either Sevilla or Wolves on Sunday?
I think Matic starts.
Yeah.
I think Matic has to start now. I don't think there's many other changes you could make. It depends who you play against. Wolves are going to sit back. Wolves, that's kind of how they do it. And let Traore and the wingers playing behind, and they've got
Jota and
they've got some good players that can. They've got Neves, they can play some passes and stuff like that. Sevilla, I'm not quite sure how they play. Maybe they're going to want a bit more of the ball. But I think he's set out that he wants to win this now. I think you've seen that team tonight. I think you saw the team against Lask and you kind of went, that's stronger than it should have been. I think you've seen the team today that maybe again was stronger than it should have been. I think that he goes full strength. I think Matic has to start. I think your only question is you've had a couple of players. I think Lingard only came on for a bit, but looked okay again tonight. I think he played well in the last game. Mata played brilliant.
Yeah,
tonight.
It was really good tonight.
And
we
had
talk
a good game
sometimes about
against
him
Wolves
coming
in the
on
cup.
and not affecting matches as a
That's
sub.
the first time I think
he was brilliant.
that.
He was brilliant tonight.
So they're the two that are pushing him. But again, who do you take out of that team? We're kind of mentioning it. Do you maybe take Greenwood out and maybe put Mata into there? I don't know. I think that I'm not sure that's the right thing to do.
Yeah, I don't think Rashford was particularly great today either. But again, he made some chances and he looked dangerous on the edge of the box. But him and Greenwood were a little bit
this is
isolated,
the thing again,
weren't they?
is that Rashford and I think Harry Maguire and a couple of them and even Bruno, players that we've said all the way through, they look tired, they maybe need a rest.
Greenwood tired, I think.
I think they all...
He started well, Greenwood, but he looked a bit leggy.
Also, it's 30 degrees there.
Yeah. Do you think
half of these lads have never played football. Well, they will have, but you know what I mean? Like, you played in England. It's rare that you have a game in England that is 30-degree weather.
Got a super chat from Zayn, our resident Arsenal fan. If you don't want Bailly, we will give you 20 billion plus Mustafi, and he said the Greek waiter, which I'm guessing is Socrates.
By the looks of it, Zayn, you could pay for it.
You can.
You donate it.
You keep donate. I like Bailly. I think that he came off tonight. I think it was just down to booking.
Again, they're right. I know that people like to have a go, and I'm not just defending everything Ola does all the time because of certain problems. He brought Bailly off, and Lindelof came on, and Lindelof was excellent when he came on, and Bailly was on a booking. That was just a good, sensible substitution that worked.
Yeah, it did. I was just distracted by the robotic hand-looking thing for the mic on that.
Wally doing the post-match interview with Juan Mata.
Juan Mata looks tiny there. It looks like they've got the wrong board for him.
Wait, is Matt
stood up?
Yeah.
I thought he was sat down.
No, he's not stood up.
He looks like he's sat on a beanbag. He's that low. Yeah, exactly.
But
you can tell it's not that low because the bottom of the advertising board is like round his ears.
Sevilla are better than Wolves. Prefer Wolves. A couple of people in the comments. What do you reckon? We're playing Sunday now. Sunday evening.
We've struggled against Wolves, but some of those games we've conceded some like ridiculous goals.
It's like the boxing adage though. Like sometimes they say style makes fights. So teams just offer you different. Good teams offer you different problems. Wolves can be a different problem. Sevilla could be a different problem.
And United have notoriously struggled against Spanish sides in European competition. So I would prefer Wolves.
Remember Sevilla knocked us out.
Sevilla, Bilbao, we struggled against Celta Vigo as well.
Beaten by Wolves this year.
Yeah, I think
Real
Madrid as well knocked us out. I know they're. It's not like Spanish style or whatever, but United do tend to struggle against Spanish teams.
People saying fair play to the keeper. I thought it was very good.
Yeah, it was good.
So people have to take into account.
He was decent keeper.
Mm-hmm. I'm not saying
obviously the saves are comfortable, some of them, but you still got to make it.
Yeah,
I do think
definitely.
I think we're talking about players playing and stuff like that. I think that the one thing that is still clear is I don't think Ollie can trust his second string. I still don't think he does, and I think he's worried that even if he takes a Bruno out of it, he took Matic out of it tonight and we struggled. If you take a Rashford out of it, who'd you bring on? Do you bring Dan James in and Garlow in?
I'll
tell you what though, they've just had 2 weeks off and they're going to get another week off now. These are professional athletes. They should be able to play a game in another week.
I do agree with that.
I think so. I look at it.
I know they've had a lot of games in a row, but they've had 2 weeks off.
It's like 5 games in a row that we've come out slow, and everyone's saying we look tired. I just don't know. There's no urgency. We're waiting on other teams to then kind of react. We're very reactionary. We're very reactive and not proactive.
Yeah.
As a team at times, and I don't get why. I've been trying to attribute it to: is it the players motivating themselves? So people say that, or is it Solskjaer? Like, does he not have it? Does he not have it in him, like, to rile up a team to get them to go out? Because we start slow every game. I feel like I've watched
Usain Bolt.
Yeah,
but winning
Usain.
winning gold medals and everything. Yeah, I am slightly concerned about the slow starts. I am slightly concerned. Like, I know fatigue is different to being tired, because fatigue can take a long time to recover from, and it's a mental thing as well as a physical thing, and maybe 2 weeks off isn't enough to overcome some of that. But you would think professional footballers who admittedly have played quite a few games in a short period of time, but they only played 11 games?
Everyone says, they had months off, but
yeah,
it's
a lot of games. But I would like to think that these players, having had 2 full weeks off, would be fit enough to play a game a week, which is what it basically, Monday to Sunday. That's a decent rest at any time of the season. For most players playing in Europe play 2 games a week most weeks.
Yeah.
So you would think, they've got a week off now. I don't expect anyone to not be able to play against Sevilla or Wolves because they're tired from this last game.
No, they should have.
That's not much of an excuse for me.
They should have enough in the tank.
Not that anyone's, giving
that. But anyway, we're going to win.
We are going to win.
We're going to win the Europa League.
Europa League champions of the world, as
smiles.
Mr. Stephen Howson calls it.
Overall, what do you think tonight? All right?
Yeah.
Don't care about the performances, about the result.
The result matters, but still got to improve.
Yeah.
If we're going, but as I've just said, we're going to win the Europa League.
Yep, we're now. I think have to get through. That's the only thing that really matters. But at the same time, the competition really does start now. It sounds daft, but now you're playing the level of teams you've got. You've got Wolves and Sevilla, who are closer to our level, if not at our level. And then you're going to have, if you get past them, you're going to be playing Inter Milan,
presumably Inter Milan.
You're thinking that's going to be the team who, again, are at our level. We've got half of our ex-team. So,
I was going to say, it's United versus...
It's half... It's
United.
So we have to be
side.
better to if we want to win this, and that's it.
Yeah, we have. Right, thank you very much for joining us tonight. It's a bit of a tricky one, wasn't it? But United's...
Tricky Reds.
All those tricky Reds managed to see us through after 14 shots on target. Come on, you can't be too upset. We had 14 shots. We won the game. We're through to the semi-final, which we'll play on Sunday against Sevilla or against Wolves. We'll find that out tomorrow, I believe.
Yeah.
Tomorrow
we're going to have all the build-up to that game, of course. We've got loads of stuff coming. We've got Tier 1 transfers. We've got big transfer interviews this week as well, so make sure you check them out on Stretford Paddock. Thanks for joining us, lads. Thanks for joining us at home.
Cheers.
See you in a bit.